Preys are animals that hunt and kill other animals to survive in their ecosystem. But what if the roles were reversed? What if predators hunted and killed other animals? These kinds of situations actually happen, and it's fascinating to see how adaptable nature can be. In this article, you'll learn 15 times brave preys became predators. Number 15. Buffalo versus lion. Lions are fierce predators that will violently attack their prey. Buffalo are a popular meal amongst lions, so seeing one near a herd of buffalo isn't surprising. What is surprising is how these buffalo were able to brutally kill this lion. They stampede, and in the process, they trampled this lone lion. The lion flies into the air as more and more dust gets picked up by the buffalo. After a while, the lion gets launched into a shallow bit of water where the buffalo noticed it has died. They give it a few more hits, just for good measure. This buffalo is getting attacked by a lion. The lion has its huge paws attached to the buffalo's face, but this buffalo won't give up the fight and decides to utilize its horns. It gives the lion a sharp blow and leaves the lion bloody and weak. The lion still tries to fight, but each time the buffalo just leaves this predator more and more bloody and weak. Here we see a buffalo being attacked by 3 young lions. While they may have their teeth sunk into this buffalo, it has its horn sunk into one of them a good portion. It is lodged deep into the lion's armpit, and if this buffalo swings hard enough, the lion could receive fatal injuries. Number 14. Otters versus caiman. In this next clip, we see how strong a group of otters can be. This family is floating around when they spot a caiman in the water. Instead of swimming away in fear like most prey would, they band together and attempt to capture it. They do just that and are able to successfully drag the caiman out of the water and into the bushes to begin their meal. Otters are adorable creatures that spend much of their time in the water. They look innocent, but behind that cute appearance is a ferocious fighter. These otters hang around in the shallow end of his body of water and encounter a caiman. A caiman is easily able to capture all kinds of animals, but these otters don't seem to mind at all. They tease the caiman and even nip at its tail. The caiman doesn't appreciate this, but it also seems to be wary when it comes to fighting back, so it gives up before it can even begin. This otter doesn't need backup for its next task. It spots a caiman in the water and sneaks up behind it. The caiman is unable to see this sneaky otter, which allows it to bite the caiman right on the tip of its tail. This shocks the caiman and gets it to spring towards the otter, but the otter is able to make its escape before the grumpy caiman can fight back. Number 13. Giraffe versus lion. A giraffe may not look tough, but they can be brave in the face of danger. This giraffe is being hunted by a couple of lions. A lion would normally be able to latch on and start attempting to kill the giraffe, but this giraffe is able to fend it off just by delivering a few good kicks. When a giraffe is being chased by a lion, there's not much time to think of a strategy to win. So when it comes down to it, a giraffe may choose to use the sheer force of its hind legs. This lion gets too close to the giraffe's hind legs and gets trampled on. This distracts the lion enough to allow the giraffe to escape cleanly. Giraffes have a height advantage standing up to 19 feet tall, but they are still targets for apex predators such as these lions. The giraffe can fight back as well as other animals, but this giraffe won't let these setbacks stop it from escaping from this attack. This giraffe is able to rid itself of the lions that have latched onto its body, and just to intimidate, it stops its front hooves a couple of times, letting the lions know not to mess with it. Number 12. Heron versus alligator. Alligators are well known as one of nature's apex predators. Birds can be carnivorous, but they definitely are lower down on the food chain. That's why it may come as a complete shock to witness a heron eating an alligator. This heron holds a baby alligator in its beak and shakes it around a couple of times. Then it eases its head first right down the hatch. Here is another look at a heron eating a baby alligator. A full-size alligator has no problem eating birds like the heron. And if this baby alligator's mother was around, this heron would be the one being eaten. But it continues on with its meal with no sense of urgency. Watch how the heron eats. It takes this meaty meal and tosses it around in its beak to get it to slither down its throat. Most of this heron's diet may be slippery and slimy and fishy, but the rough skin of this baby alligator seems to be more of a challenge for the heron. A challenge it is more than willing to accept. Number 11. Hawk versus cat. Cats and birds don't have the greatest relationships. Many cats will bring their owners dead birds, but this clip shows how the tables have turned. This hawk sits perched on a fence with a fresh catch. Upon closer inspection, we see that the hawk is a cat gripped between its talons. The grip it has is tight. The grip alone may have been able to suffocate this poor cat. Here, A hawk poses with its trophy a kitten. The hawk looks around for a bit before grabbing it and flying off. A hawk uses its sharp talons and strong beak to kill and rip apart its catches. And here we see just how strong they can be when carrying meals through the air. This hawk decided to attack a kitten and take it soaring through the air, but a nearby human most likely scared it into dropping the load. As the hawk swoops low to the ground, it releases the kitten, and we get to see just how much damage was done to the poor kitten. The hawk had broken its ribs and left it for dead. Number 10. Ants versus scorpion. Scorpions are avoided because they are known to sting. Ants have a pretty nasty bite too, but we mostly see this as nothing more than an annoyance. But get enough ants together, and those annoyances sure add up. These ants are on the hunt and find a scorpion. The scorpion seems ready to battle a few ants, but these ants swarm and completely take over the scorpion. The battle doesn't last long as the scorpion has no other choice than to succumb, and ant's technique is to completely prevent its prey from escaping. One ant will hurt the victim, then more come in until their prey is eventually wrapped in an inescapable jacket of ants. Ants are strong, and together they are able to move and manipulate whatever it is they have attacked. This scorpion is eventually under the control of these ants. The ants move the scorpion's body around so they can get in a few more bites to be sure it's finished. An ant is small and vulnerable on its own. That's why ants believe in power and numbers. An ant can't do the job alone, and that's why hundreds of ants band together when they go in for a kill. This scorpion fell victim to such an incident and tried to scurry away. But it was too late, and this large group of ants were able to swarm and completely cover this scorpion until it died. Number 9. Cowardly cat flees. When brave rodent turns the tables, the utmost animal kingdom rivalry that has ever existed has got to be the one between cats and rats. Even if cats are quite small, from our human perspective, they're actually extremely skilled predators, and they can catch pretty much anything they can see in the dark. They can jump, they are fast runners, and they are very agile and calculated in their movements. Top that off with a keen sense of smell, razor-sharp teeth, and also very strong and pointy claws. They are a perfect killing machine, but in miniature. Although sometimes a certain rodent can outwit the mighty cat, rats are also extraordinary animals. Their sense of smell is 60 times stronger than ours, and they have an excellent sense of hearing too. Take this brave little hero in the streets of Moscow, Russia. When the big black cat approaches it from behind, not cool cat, the mouse chooses to attack back. It starts jumping aggressively towards the feline until it aborts the mission. One win for the little guy. There's even a cluster of cats right behind them. But despite the enormous danger, the mouse keeps charging defiantly again and again. At one point, he is completely surrounded by the group of cats. But nothing's going to slow our tiny little hero down. He even strikes one of the cat's faces in midair. Number 8. Penguins against petrel. This group of emperor penguin chicks is old enough now to leave their icy home for the first time. They're about to take the biggest and most crucial step in their lives. All the youngsters together have to head towards the sea, a place filled with dangerous predators, a place they've never seen before. And they have to do so completely unsupervised. But the cold waters of Antarctica aren't the only place where fatal dangers might hide. And these cute baby penguins will soon find that out of nowhere, a giant petrel appears, a predatory bird that specializes in eating chicks. It is much bigger than the younglings, and even if they try to flee as fast as possible, they are still quite clumsy. And keep in mind, penguins can't fly. One of the chicks is grabbed by its neck feathers, but the others are not ready to let down their friend in peril. So they all form a protective circle, and they defiantly stand all together against the petrel. The situation quickly becomes a standoff, but then out of nowhere, an Adelie penguin shows up to save the day, and it stands right between the petrel and the chicks. The petrel knows not to mess with the Adelie penguins, as they are the feistiest penguins of them all. That is a wonderful case of penguin solidarity. Number 7. Squirrel fights cobra to protect her babies. Squirrels are considered easily frightened animals with little defense against bigger, meaner predators. But that isn't always the case. Look at this little fella defying the almighty cobra snake. It's important to note that the cobra is extremely poisonous. They possess a neurotoxin venom that can kill an adult person within 30 minutes. But this brave little squirrel has a lot to lose. She's protecting her babies. Snakes like cobras like having infant rodents as a snack, as they are full of fat and protein, and they are quite delicious to them. But this mama isn't having it today. She's using her fluffy tail as a decoy so the cobra doesn't bite her body, and she exposes it also to appear bigger and more powerful. But still, what can a squirrel do against such a ferocious predator? Well, What our little warrior did next will blow your mind. Snakes like the cobra do most of their hunting by detecting their prey's heat, and the temperature of an adult will always be higher than that of a baby. So the squirt digs a little hole in the sand, where she throws some sand to her own back to give the illusion of being a baby squirt. That's when the cobra attacks, but only to literally bite dust, because the rodent always jumps away at the last second. After 30 minutes of back and forth, the cobra is too tired and simply backs off and leaves. Number 6. Smart dog bites. Vicious snake dogs are man's best friend because they are loving, extremely loyal, caring, playful, hard workers, and last but not least, very protective of their owners. Like this amazing pair of dogs bravely fighting against a giant snake, they're protecting their house and the people living in it. Dogs are such amazing pets. Somehow they know not to bite the snake's head because that's where the pointy teeth are. And sometimes those teeth carry venom, which can potentially be tragically lethal. So the dogs always attack the serpent's tail. They do this over and over again until the snake is clearly very seriously injured. But the two dogs are not going to give up until they know their family is safe from the viper. They keep going at it, attacking it and grabbing it by their canine teeth. This snake is starting to quickly realize how big of a mistake it made when it decided to wander into this particular backyard. Finally, the reptile succumbs to the many wounds it inflicted by the two dogs, and it dies after a fierce fight. Number 5. Mother hen fights fierce battle with cobra. This amazing hen won the prize of the best mom in the universe. First of all, she's not only taking care of her own chicks, she's looking after several ducklings as well. They're not even the same species. They're all mine in their own business. The mother, her babies, and her adopted babies, when suddenly a king cobra snake approaches the group. Now those chicks are still too young to be able to defend themselves or to run fast enough to escape such a powerful adversary. And as far as strong predators go, the king cobra is extremely deadly. One drop of their venom can kill an adult person within 30 minutes. So imagine the damage it could do to a hen or to a chick. But the mother, knowing all of this, has only one thing in mind: to protect the younglings, and she does so in such a defiant and brave way is truly admirable. She literally manages to corner the serpent while charging against it, and then she goes back to save the few chicks that were too petrified to run away. What a wonderful display of maternal instinct. One wrong move from the hen, one instant of doubt, could mean an excruciatingly painful death, but she never backs down. Not for a second. That is one tough mom. Number 4. Mother cougar versus bear. This gigantic bear confronts this cougar, and when the bear lowers his head, it looks like he's at the hair salon waiting for the cougar to give him a hair massage and shampoo. And to be frank, that's what the cougar looks like he's doing. The bear is so massive, the cougar probably tickled it when it struck it with his paw. However, it must have worked because the cougar chases the bear away. The spawn was defending her cub, so it's normal she was overly aggressive like this. If it had been a lone cougar, it probably would have fled long before the bear got that close. This black bear slaps a cougar cub, but when mom comes to the rescue, the bear backs off. The cougar is vicious and tells the bear he has no right to harass her cubs. The bear isn't very big, so he doesn't insist. The mom leaves the bear for a moment to check up on her cubs, and when she sees they're okay, she runs back to the bear. But the bear runs away and climbs a tree, and the cougar climbs right behind him, slapping the bear a few times on the bum. Number 3. Honey badger vs. lion. A male lion approaches a honey badger in this video, but the badger gives the lion a piece of its mind. It informs the lion that is not welcome and should leave. The badger walks away, closely followed by the lion. They appear to be on their way to look for the yellow brick robe. Honey badgers are fearless creatures, and not even a ferocious lion can frighten them. These lions are following a honey badger, and it appears the honey badger's abrasiveness has caught them off guard. They keep following it around, and the badger occasionally hisses at them or tries to bite one of them. It's amazing to see such a small animal face such powerful predators. Another honey badger is surrounded by a pride of lions, which includes a few younger cubs that are just learning the ropes. Honey badger is the ideal test for these cubs learning the ropes. He's brutal, aggressive, and crazy, and he can't hurt the lions, so they can try whatever they want on him as long as their parents are nearby, just in case the badger goes ballistic. Number 2. Bunny versus snake. Here's a rabbit who isn't afraid of snakes, and after a few dance moves to avoid being bitten by the snake, it's the rabbit who confronts the slithering reptile, and the snake becomes irritated and flees, but the rabbit pursues it. What a rambunctious bunny. Number 1. Honey badger versus snake. This is how a honey badger deals with a Cape cobra. It pursues it, kills it, and consumes it. Isn't that simple to understand? This is not a honey badger, but a badger of some kind. Most likely an American or European badger that has killed a rattlesnake. Badgers are excellent hunters all over the world. Although the mole snake is not venomous, it is a formidable constrictor capable of inflicting agonizing bite wounds that can become fatal if infected. Let's see how the honey badger handles the small snake because it's not afraid of snakes. The snake is aiming for the badger's head. Whereas other animals may flee in search of easier prey, the honey badger approaches the situation as if it were any other, charging in head first. Regardless of the circumstances, the snake realizes this and tries to flee. But the honey badger has locked onto its prey and will not let go until it has crushed it. When the badger immobilizes the snake's jaws, the battle is over and the badger can enjoy his well-earned meal. This badger charges a snake and annihilates it in seconds since the badger has been. During the struggle, the venom is released and the badger falls asleep for a few hours before waking up to breakfast in bed. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they are uploaded. That's it for now.